Bruce is not afraid. Eye of a hurricane, listen to yourself, turn world to your tone needs. Dummy, serve your own needs, feed it off a mock speak, grunt, no strength. The ladder stops a bladder with the fear, fight down, high flyer in a fire, representing 7 games and a government for hire and a combat site. Let the listen coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. See your team corners, travel, turn to the ground, look at that low blade, fight, and overflow, population coming through, but it'll do. Save yourself, serve yourself, the world serves its own needs. Listen to your heartbeat, coming with the rapture and the river and the right. Right, you patriotic, slam, fight, feel it, pretty sight. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. 6 o'clock TV hour, don't get caught in foreign towers, sluts and burning.
Well, it's not the end of the world, it's just the end of the festive season. Have you took your decorations down? Take it down. Come on. Christmas is finished. Time for party time for all taxi drivers. The party starts for the taxi drivers now.
Solutions offer me alternatives tonight. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
Yes, I feel fine. The end of the world came, New Year came, Christmas came. I sat there, I took the blows, I sat tall, I did it my way. Thomas J. Clark, live and direct here. Live and direct, Thomas J. Clark. Celtic Community Radio goes live once again, just out of bed and we start another live show. Just woke up, live show back on after doing a conspiracy show. Last night we did 2 conspiracy shows. One for 55 minutes and 55 seconds. The other one about 70 minutes. 2 conspiracy shows last night. We explained the tie-in with the Scottish FA, the killing of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and Princess Diana, the murder of her. The common tie-in, Masonic Rothschild banking cabal. That's what we exposed last night, so you can check it all out there. It's all live there. It's all podcasted up to the max on the Spreaker. I'll need to post it up on the Glasgow Radio Online. But it's there for you to listen to. Conspiracy Hour last night in the wee small hours. So we can do conspiracy, we can do football, we can tie it on, we can all do a mishmash, we can do shows with people phoning in, we can do shows where I just talk a lot of flannel juice and gibberish. We can get guests on, we can talk to whoever. It's Crackpot McDougall Hour at the Funny Farm. And we don't mind who we talk to or what we say. It's the Internet Bampot Revolution of the Airwaves. Internet Bampot Revolution of the Airwaves. Sack Radio Clyde, back your side. As coined by the good boys and the homeboys. Back your side. Hail Media deserves a listen to. All the great podcasts, all the live shows that's on there. Also, Celtic Dreams, Free Jelly Boy, the Bulls since 60s doing shows all over the place as well. The Celtic community is building a live 24-hour radio station in the midst of our eyes. Myself and other good brothers were doing live shows all over the place. This is for your entertainment, education, entertainment for the nation, brought to you from a Celtic slant. We might not be perfect, it's not burger chain radio. The levels, the sound levels may be poor. We do try our best, God willing. The sound levels from my shows are coming through tickety-boo these days. Hopefully they are anyway, not too much sound interference. Put the level up a wee bit more, give it a wee boost out. You can see the levels here, so hopefully, oh, is that too loud? Have I just bust your speakers there with a slight increase? So anyway, we're doing a live show here, live from a tinfoil covered house. I've got a house just like that guy in the Conspiracy Theory, the taxi driver. No, enemy of the state, all wired. And if it goes tits up, somebody out there screaming. What's going down? Somebody's listening to another radio station. Tune in, tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. This is a home of Thomas J. Clark. This is a home of Celtic Community Radio. Celtic Community Radio, tell 10 to tell 10. Turn on your radio show at 6 o'clock. Turn off Clyde. Turn on Back Your Side. The Homeboys are on at 7:30 on a Friday. You'll get Celtic Dreams playing tunes, taking requests, having some chat. You can't say fairer than that. Let's see. You can phone the show on 0141 416 1888. If you're a brain dead zombie, I'll read it out slowly for you. Live show phone going out live now. And here we go. So I put it in. So the number for any brain dead zombies is 0203 290 1690. Call in to speak to a crackpot on 0141 416 1888 or brain dead zombie. Oh 0203, hold on, just put this number into Twitter. 290. Right, call in to speak to a crackpot 0141 brain dead zombies. They keep the number spaced. There we go, tweet this, that's us. Cookie McGass, we're on the old Twitter sphere here. I've also changed my name once again to Thomas J. Clark. Glasgow Radio Online is now changed to Celtic Community Radio. Celtic Community Radio. On my page of the Twitter, I've now put a thread of the year picture from the good brothers and sisters on the huddle board where they voted the thread of the total, complete and absolute molligation of Rangers owner Craig Thomas White. Ahead of in second place, City Boy. Name might not mean many people unless you're from the huddle board. City Boy posted a thread starting, can't believe I'm saying this, but here goes, and goes on about a mad tirade, how he's got a bar bill set up on the Lord Raglan pub and his company's getting it done and he's off to Cancun. And so two Celtic huddlers went down to the Lord Raglan, a wee bit of investigative journalism, huddle style, to see what was going on, and the place was pan-breed. There was no City Boy in sight, and it was panned and ridiculed ever since, the old City Boy. So he came in at 25%. The next best one was a Ty Timms, I think. There's one there in red, I can't see it clearly, I need to check what that one is. One in red that I can't even see there, but that was beaten into, I think, third place. So total victory there, 49%, but obviously it wasn't my thread. It was just my call, and amongst all the commotion of the ripping the single fish out of Craigie Boy White. So a big shout out to Craigie Boy White for allowing us to rip the single fish out of him. For being a good sport. And so you can call the show if you're in Dublin 01245. Sorry, 01254. So in Dublin it's 254 4567. If you're outside Dublin, 01. If you're in Boston or outside it, it's 617 963 0967. If you're in Melbourne, it's 03 90 13 67 67. And if you're a brain dead zombie, 02 03 290 1690. There you go, your own wee exclusive number, so that you can make it nice and easy to remember. If you're down in London, it's just 290 1690. There we go. Unknown number. Here we go. Oh, I hung up. Brain dead zombie hung up. Yes, the number rang out. You got it. You managed to ring it. Next time you'll ring it again. Maybe you'll come through and talk to me on 0203 290 1690. Come on, brain dead zombie. You came close there. It works. We're not spouting shit here. Or you can contact me. You can add me on the Skype, as a good brother did earlier on today. Hello, Stuart. How you doing, brother? Give me a call. Don't be shy. Give it a try. Don't walk in by. You got to come on at least once and talk to a crackpot. You can do it through the Skype, or you can do a one-ring sting. Your number will come up here. Hang right up. I'll phone you back. You can be anywhere on the planet as long as it's not a mobile in Australia. Well, even if it is a mobile in Australia, batter in. It's just not covered by the subscription. But if you're anywhere, if you get a mobile in France, Italy, Is it Italy, France, Germany, Spain, yeah, Italy, UK, USA, Canada, yeah, they mobiles, and then every landline in almost every country, apart from Middle East. Pain in the neck, but never mind. So you can't say further than that, and I'm the Bishop of Cork, but of course I'm not. I'm Thomas J. Clark. Thomas J. Clark III, nonetheless. Not the real Thomas J. Clark, who helped sign the Declaration. The first name on the proclamation, Thomas J. Clark. Eddie Daniels, God bless, brother. Thank you very much. Yes, a little bit of software called Spreaker is available. You can do 3-hour shows. You can do it live to the universe for just $20 a month. $20, that's £12. You can go and run your Spreaker, you run your Skype through it, take calls, talk to the planet. We don't need Radio Clyde. We don't need to be patronised by that guff anymore. We can start our own radio stations. The future will be everybody will have wee phones where a message will come through. You post it on Twitter, doing a show, the link comes up, the person clicks the link, and on their phone, their Android, their iPhone, whatever it is, they click, they open it, they listen to it. All across the planet. It's happening just now. Good brothers have phoned me, doing their messages in Sydney. A brother called Jim. People have phoned me from Albuquerque, New Mexico, the Bronx, Toronto. This is a global, pan-global, this is going viral for the future, 2013, only if you can help it. All the good people out there, all I'm asking you to do, tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet, pass it on, Celtic Community Radio, retweet anytime a person's doing a show, just retweet it, one retweet at a time, that's all it's going to take. And God willing, other people will put stuff into place where we're going to have a 24-hour, 7 internet radio station, God willing initially. We'll take it incrementally. Already, as you can see it just now, everybody doing shows all over the place. We're all overlapping and fighting for space. I was back to do a wee show last night, and a good brother was doing a wonderful show with the old tunes, and then ended up talking to somebody else for a couple of hours and missed my slot. I missed my slot to come in after the good brother, and I was finishing. And we ended up doing 2-hour shows. 2-hour shows. After that, on the wonderful conspiracy of the Rothschild banking cabal, how it controls Scottish football, how it killed John F. Kennedy, and how it killed Princess Diana. And the Masonic emblems and signs are everywhere. From the Alma Tunnel, where there's the eternal flame on Avenue of New York, the York Rites. The reason it became New York after it was New Amsterdam was because the English Masonic cabal that took over and won control of New Amsterdam, obviously they followed the York Rites, so they decided to call it New York. So Diana was killed in New York Avenue underneath an eternal flame that is taken from the replica of the one that's the Statue of Liberty. So a big shout out to anybody who's been up to the Statue of Liberty recently. It's 13:38 crackpot mean time here, approximately a few miles outside Celtic Park. You have 12 days to get your ticket, 12 days for all season ticket holders to get their ticket for Juve. The countdown starts, 12 days. Get your tickets for the home tie against Juventus. Brain Dead Zombies, give me a phone. Tell us what it's like to go to Annan. Tell us what it's like to go to Peterhead. Come on, Brain Dead Zombies, get your finger out your Archibald. Don't be shy, give it a try. Come on, don't walk by without calling a crackpot at least once. The internet Bampot revolution of the radio airwaves goes out live across the planet. It's so wonderful. I can phone anybody at all, just click it in. And the best bit I like about it is I can set up to show different numbers. Currently I've got 4, my mobile number. I need to get other mobile numbers plotted into this. Just a wee SIM card. Don't even need to pay for a top-up anymore. Just get a SIM card, register it, and then it comes up, and then people can see that number. Perfect cover for phoning the old radio stations that are no longer phoned. But I can still have great fun with it, right? So the number showing just now, if I phone anybody, is 0141 416 1888. And I think what we should do, should we do the 1690 number? 203 290 1690? Or a United States number? Or, how do you turn it off? Deactivate. So we deactivate it. So we've got that as well. There we go. So we've deactivated it, so there's no number coming through. A bit of Black Ops here, covert Black Ops. We're doing the covert Black Ops. We do the covert Black Ops as we bring you this live show. Live show at 1:40 in the afternoon, Crackpot Meantime. Big shout out to Claire Campbell on the Twitter. Mick Johnson, thanks for following us, brother. Peace, love and harmony. Sense Amelia. Roll another fat one, as they say. Meal China. Roll another fat one. Ryan, how you doing, brother? And Eddie Daniels, thanks for joining us. Tell 10 to tell 10. Go on to your message boards. If you're on the message board, Celtic Minded, Kerrydale Street, Celtic Overall, the Huddle Board, wherever you are, go and post on Celtic Community Radio. Celtic Community Radio is now starting its shows, going out to the planet, going out to the nation, calling all crackpots out there. Digital Spire, just not re-registered, just sorted my password for the old stinky poo. Scotty McClue is posting on the old Digital Spy, saying that he would take should Scotty McClue be given a national radio slot. I've said once this goes 24/7. Once this goes 24/7, then I'm going to be looking for someone to make the tea. So I'll hopefully be getting that crackpot in to make me some tea and biscuits. So 2 seconds, what we're going to do, I'm going to take a wee break here. I'm going to sort something out and I'm going to come back to you in about half a minute, but 2 minutes, give me 2 minutes. And we're going to get the live show started with calls. You can also call us in, but we're going to get some calls out since your lazy arse trumpets can't be bothered phoning in. It's not a problem. We can react to whatever situation presents it to us. And for all the daft zombies who say that I've been obsessed by your team, let me play a little tune for you. You're always on my mind. Sadly, yes, I'm obsessed with the death of your terrible, horrible little rancid club. And I don't do walking away easily until you're dead. Dead. Your club is finished. We won't walk away until the Rangers, Old Co, New Co, Sevco is liquidated properly. Hail, hail. We'll be back because you're always on my mind.
Maybe I'm
Oh no, a little bit of silence here brought to the Noise Abatement Society. It's only 3 minutes, that song. Could have swore it was longer. You're having a giraffe. Hail, hail. Dominic, what are you on? What are you on the Twitter? Where are you? I can't see you. Let's see. Tommy, stop calling us brain dead zombies, you sweaty sock. You're a brain dead zombie. Mick Johnson, you're a brain dead zombie. Brain dead zombie. Following 15 people, 1 follower. Mick Johnson, 1 tweet. And they tweet to me, stop calling us brain dead zombies, you sweaty sock. I'm not a sweaty sock. What is that? Right, sorry for that. A little bit of silence there. Shocker any time. Arthur Rusk, how you doing, brother? And how long was that away for? I don't know how long that bit of silence was there. I was just away downstairs to sort something out. And I thought it was on for at least 4 minutes. Wasn't that long, was it? Anyway. We're back now, we're back live and direct here. We're outside our tinfoil Skoda and we're in the tinfoiled house. And we're phoning whoever will pick up the phone. Let's see, no, I don't want that one. Let's see.
لا يمكن الوصول إلى المشترك المطلوب. الرجاء المحاولة فيما بعد. The number you are calling is out of reach. Please try again later.
The Middle East is out of reach. The Middle East is out of reach. Right. There's a number for this, isn't it? I don't know why that would come up for United Kingdom. Remove from contact. 6 Perth. Why would it come up with that? If it's not coming up with that, then it doesn't have the number. 6-1. I don't know if that's invalid phone number. We don't need that one, so how do we delete that one? Remove from contacts. He's not in contacts. Pay as you go. Enter number. We're not bothered with that. Right. So 4 Hits FM. Anybody listen to 4 Hits FM in Ireland?
Welcome to Classic Hits 4 FM. If you know the extension number of the person you wish to contact, please dial now or hold for a range of departments you would like to contact. Thank you. For programming, press 1.
Don't even know what's on. Oban boy, afternoon, how you doing? Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. And we're here on the planet, Rangers Zombies, goodbye. I think TalkSport will go back to non-sports shows that prick Mos D has fecked off. Language already, language, we need to moderate a language here. Well, I would say, hopefully, yeah. Well, kinda. Because would I want him to come off it? Would I want him to change it? No, really, no. Well, I've gave up listening to it. I've gave up listening to talk shite, so I no longer partake in its banal stuff. But then I've enjoyed the break now almost, what's that, 9-10 months? A break of 9-10 months without having to phone in and interject with these crackpots. Aye, I've enjoyed the break. If they put it back on, then yeah, I suppose I would start phoning up as per usual. Although I'm not sure about that now. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe Mike Graham. I might. But yeah, there's other radio stations there where I haven't bothered my shirt tail phoning into where I used to. LBC, and the old mate Duncan Barts is on there. LBC. The other one, BBC London, I used to phone that in as well. Don't even bother. Radio City in Liverpool. I don't bother now. I gave up the ghost for these crackpots. They no longer deserve a fangita like myself phoning them. I'm on my own radio stuff, and I'm happy to talk to a man in a dug if that's all that was wanting to listen to me. I don't need to get cut off by fannies anymore saying, oh, we don't like you, or we don't want you, or you're too controversial, or we can't handle you. That's the bottom line. That's why Clyde didn't like when I phoned in, because he couldn't handle the truth. He couldn't handle the truth from little old me. Sad to say, they couldn't handle it. But anyway, right, so that was for Ireland. Let me see, I'm into the wrong bit here. I'm into the wrong bit. Call phones, right, we've got the phones open. I'm onto the Twitter on that, but I don't want this because we need to get onto the phone book, so we need to open the phone book. Did I say the number was hidden? So the number is hidden, right? The number's hidden. The number's hidden, so now we can start our campaign. So our campaign of Crack Pottery begins here. Oh, wrong number. Let's see. That's better. Oh. I thought I was going to go to answer machine there, my finger was just clicked over it.
Hi, you've reached Charles Walder from Down.
Shocking, huh? Shocking. You weren't supposed to hear that there. You weren't supposed to hear it.
لا يمكن الوصول
Got that one. He's out of signal. Wonder where he's away to. Wonder where he's away to, the old China. Yeah, there was a brother who added us there. Well done, brother. If you're online, give us a call. Give us a call. Stuart Conley, you've added us. Well done, brother. And who else have we got here? Yeah, the brother just added us there. Are you online? I don't know if he's online. He went down the bottom. I can't see his name here now. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? No, can't see. Can't see. Jimboy X. Jimboy X. little bit of silence there brought to us from our friends in the Noise Abatement Society. Now I'm going to go on the hunt here for some numbers. Ryan Riley, thank you very much for following us, Brian Riley, thank you. So we're going to have to go on the hunt for numbers. Go on, folks, yeah. So we're going into 6PR, isn't it? Perth Radio. What time did I phone the old Perth Radio at last week there? Was that at this time? The old Auckland Radio. Contact us. Oh, remember if I click that one. So the fiscal cliff has been saved in the United States of America. The fiscal cliff saved again for 2 months anyway. Kicked into the long grass as usual. And I'll come back and I'll have to spin some more single fish in a couple of weeks or a couple of months. The talkback number, yeah, the talkback number, there we go. That's the one that we want the talkback number. Parrot comes on, it is online, and go into that one. So we open this one, and we're going to phone Australia, so holding it down a lockdown here, holding it down a lockdown troops. It's tell 10 to tell 10, this is Celtic Community Radio, going out to the planet, we're testing, this is a test production for the main event coming in the new year, every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Celtic Community Radio, take on Clyde. Back your side, sack Clyde. Hail, Pat Connor. We're woken up this afternoon to the news that a Tory council are considering cutting benefits for overweight people. Is anybody, what's the numbers for Parliament? Parliament, it's time to phone these shysters in Parliament. Can anybody help me out here who's listening? Anybody out there can help me out who's listening? Can you get a number for Parliament? They work for us, they work for you. The crackpots need a calling, that's what I think. These crackpots need a call in Parliament. I'm sick of it. I mean, for the amount of times they concentrate on the little guy, it's just beyond an absolute joke. How they concentrate on all the benefits, people taking, sort out the multi-billion tax loopholes that are offered to the multinational corporations, to high net worth individuals. Sort that loophole out before we take anything serious. Stop concentrating on the little guy. The little guy's done nothing in comparison to the huge tax breaks and laws and loopholes afforded to the rich and wealthy. Why is it? Why is this unjust system of society allowed to persist? Well, obviously it's done by the Rothschild banking cabal. Last night I did my show, I played a little bit of the Rothschild banking cabal. We're going to leave it here for a couple of minutes because it's lunchtime at the Funny Farm here at 2 o'clock. We need to go and get a munch here. The dinner has been cooking for too long. We're going to take a wee break here, but stay with us. We're listening about the Rothschild. We're just making sure the food's cooking. I'll be back in 2 minutes. We'll be taking main break soon. Take our main lunch break. We're doing a lunchtime show here, live lunchtime show, and I forgot to have my lunch before I started, and now it's on now. I need to go and get it sorted. Are these levels coming through alright? Hello? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How clear is that? These levels don't be looking too loud. They're not moving. Move up levels. Hello? 1, 2, 3. They need it louder. They need that bit boosted. Is that needed that? Hello? Are they coming through clearly? Why are these levels not up? Come up levels. Move up. Hey. The levels aren't good. Can you hear me alright? Somebody tell me if these levels are alright. Right, we're way to play the Rothschild part 2. We're back in 2 minutes.
In 1823, the 12th, 13th, and 14th cantos of Byron's Don Juan were published in London at a time when their author was embroiled, fatally as it proved, in the Greek struggle for independence. Nevertheless, these late verses indicate a keen awareness of the power of money, and specifically of the new kind of financial power personified by Nathan Rothschild. "Who hold the balance of the world?" asked Byron in the 12th canto. "Who reign o'er Congress, whether royalist or liberal? Who rouse the shirtless patriots of Spain? Who keep the world, both old and new, in pain or pleasure? Who make politics run glibber all? The shade of Bonaparte's noble daring, Jew Rothschild and his fellow Christian Baring." To Byron, Rothschild and Baring were the true lords of Europe, whose every loan is not a merely speculative hit, but seats a nation or upsets a throne. Republics also get involved a bit. Colombia's stock hath holders not unknown on change, and even thy silver soil Peru must get itself discounted by a Jew. That Byron could suggest, even satirically, that Nathan Rothschild held, along with Alexander Baring, the balance of the world, requires some explanation. In April 1825, the market began to slide. The heaviest falls were experienced by British industrial securities and Latin American bonds. Such a severe asset price deflation was bound to bring a banking crisis in its wake. As it was, 73 out of 770 country banks failed. The country came within 48 hours of putting stop to all dealings between man and man except by barter. Much of the time, Nathan was a buyer or borrower of gold and silver. In December 1825, however, it was the other way round. The Rothschilds gave the bank their gold, supplying the old lady of Threadneedle Street with enough specie from the continent to avert a suspension of cash payments. Of course, Nathan would not have made such immense deliveries of gold without asking for a generous commission in return. The operation has to be seen as part of his campaign to establish himself as the dominant force in the London bullion market. The rescue of the bank was a remarkable achievement which owed everything to the international nature of the Rothschilds' operations. In effect, the brothers were establishing that system of international monetary cooperation which would later be performed routinely by central banks, and on which the gold standard came to depend. Increasingly, their position in the international bullion market was becoming as dominant as their position in the international bond market. Byron was therefore not far wide of the mark when he suggested in Don Juan that Baring and Rothschild reigned over both royalists and liberals, and that their loans could seat a nation or upset a throne. He erred only in regarding the two bankers as financial equals. In 1815 they had been. By 1825, they were not. If there was a sixth great power in the 1820s, it was no longer Baring's, but Rothschild's. At the same time, by dint of their size, the Rothschilds came to see themselves as bearing a degree of responsibility for the stability of the banking system as a whole. This explains their reluctance to see their rivals fail. In all this, the Rothschilds were increasingly beginning to think in a way fundamentally similar to that characteristic of central bankers. The central banks of England and France continued to be partly private institutions. In terms of their financial resources, they were in fact the only banks comparable with the Rothschilds, though of course they were national, where the Rothschilds were international, and the Rothschilds had no interest in resisting their monopolization of note issue. The relationship.
Thanks for joining us back here. Thanks for joining us back live and direct from a tinfoil covered house today. Tinfoil covered house. We're just waiting on the lunch cooking here. We got some kofta kebabs cooking. Just making sure the old naan bread is in the tandoori. So we're getting a tandoori naan with some koftas. Kofta kebabs live on the show on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve night before I went to the chapel at St Aloysius. We cooked our lamb stew, cooked our Irish stew, live and direct, Gordon Ramsay style. without the swearing. Well, any time I was swearing, I was apologising because I was going to mass, trying not to swear like a good boy. So has anybody out there got their tickets for the game? Tickets for the game, live show. Hold on, just put this in live show. I'm going out just now here. glasgowradio.blogspot.co.uk. Right, tell 10 to tell 10, retweet to retweet. We're about to go for a lunch break here. We're doing a live show and I was meant to get food earlier on. My belly's rumbling, Hank Marvin time. But it's alright, it's Crackpot McDougall. We've got a live show going down and the Rothschild Bank Cabal is not sponsoring it. We're doing this live show without the aid of any financial assistance from the Rothschild Banking Cabal. We don't need any money at all from the Rothschild Banking Cabal. No, sir, no, sirree. We don't need it. But what we're going to be doing, God willing, we're going to be getting Celtic, members of the Celtic family on side to sponsor the show. We want people to sponsor the show, good people with no relation or drinks with booze, to booze or drugs. Clean cut individuals we're wanting to sponsor the show. We want people to sponsor the show. If you want to sponsor the show, we'll do a deal, we'll cut you a deal that will include a free taxi. Yes, a free taxi will be included as part of the negotiations. Free taxi included for any sponsorship of the show. You get a signed, autographed, psychoceramic crackpot toilet holder. Yes, we'll sign a used toilet roll. A used toilet roll, we'll sign it. No, an unused one. Sorry, I'm saying used. Sorry, I do apologise for that fraudulent slip there. Right, I'm Hank Marvin here. I think my food's on the go. I think my food's ready. I don't know about that, but I need to check. We'll do it. Right, we'll go back to the Rothschild Bank Cabal. I need to make sure. Don't want this food to get burnt here. This food could be getting burnt as we speak. And earlier on there, gave you a bit of silence by the Noise Abatement Society. God willing, we won't allow it to happen this time. Right, we'll be back. Give me 2 more minutes, we'll get back. Sorry for this unprofessional part of the show where we need to go and get a lunch because we're sitting here, Hank Marvin. Cash and Carry Radio. It's Burger Chain Radio, but we're away to go and get our coffee burgers. Coffee burgers and tandoori are cooking, naan tandoori. So we need to go and get it. There's noise in the background there for the kitchen. I need to go because he's half-wits don't know how to cook some coffee with naan. 2 minutes, we'll be back, 2 minutes.
Relationships between the Rothschilds and the European central banks were thus almost always close and symbiotic. Of growing importance as a non-exclusive source of financial information and misinformation in this period was, of course, the press. It might be thought that the proliferation of newspapers in the 19th century tended to erode the advantages which the Rothschilds were able to derive from their private system of communications. On the other hand, the existence of financial pages in newspapers presented new opportunities for influencing the markets, which the Rothschilds were not slow to exploit. Nathan responded to early press attacks by establishing what was to be an enduring relationship with the most influential of all British papers, The Times. The Times correspondent reported from St. Petersburg that the mere appearance of James Rothschild at the Bourse was expected to boost Russian bond prices. By the summer of 1825, therefore, the Rothschilds had succeeded triumphantly in establishing themselves as the leading specialists in European public finance. And not only European. New fiscal needs quickly arose from the political crises which beset the Spanish and Ottoman empires in this period. It was this need which Nathan and his brothers successfully met. The system they developed enabled British investors and other rich capitalists in Western Europe to invest in the debts of those states by purchasing internationally tradable, fixed-interest transferable bonds. The significance of this system for 19th century history cannot be overemphasized. For this growing international bond market brought together Europe's true capitalists, that elite of people wealthy enough to be able to tie up money in such assets and shrewd enough to appreciate the advantages of such assets as compared with traditional forms of holding wealth, land, venal office, and so on. Bonds were liquid. They could be bought and sold 5.5 days out of 7 on the major bourses of Europe and traded informally at other times and in other places. And they were capable of accruing large capital gains. If investors bid up the price of a government's stock, that government could feel secure. If they dumped its stock, that government was quite possibly living on borrowed time as well as money. For this reason, bond prices had a significance which historians have too seldom spelt out. They were, it might be said, a kind of daily opinion poll, an expression of confidence in a given regime. Of course, they were an opinion poll based on a highly unrepresentative sample by modern democratic standards. Only the wealthy, the capitalists, got to vote. These capitalists were thus to a large extent Europe's political class. Indeed, the kind of people who held government bonds were, very roughly speaking, the people who were represented politically, and their opinions were the opinions that mattered in a stratified, undemocratic society. The singular beauty of the bond market was that virtually every state, including, as the century advanced, all the new nation-states and colonies, had sooner or later to come to it, and most states had sizable amounts of tradable debt in circulation. The varying fortunes of government bonds provide a vital insight into the political history of the period. They are also the key to understanding the extent of the power of a bank like Rothschild's, which for much of the 19th century was the prime market maker for such bonds. What determined the ups and downs of the 19th century bond market? The answer to this question is central to any understanding of the history of the Rothschild Bank. Obviously, economic factors played an important part, but the most important factor was political confidence. The confidence of investors, and especially of big market-making investors like the Rothschilds, in the ability of the bond-issuing states to continue to meet their obligations, that is, to pay the interest on their bonds. There were only really two things which might cause them not to do so: war, which would increase their expenditures and decrease their tax revenues, and internal instability, ranging from a change of ministry to full-blown revolution. It was for indications of either of these possible crises that the markets and the Rothschilds, more than anybody, watched. Three things would give an investor an edge over his rival: closeness to the center of political life, the source of news, the speed with which he could receive news of events in states far and near, and the ability to manipulate the transmission of that news to other investors. This explains why the Rothschilds spent so much time, energy, and money maintaining the best possible relations with the leading political figures of the day. It also explains why they carefully developed a network of salaried agents in other key financial markets, whose job it was not only to trade on their behalf, but also to keep them supplied with the latest financial and political news. The Rothschilds' communications network gave them an important advantage over their competitors. Even after they lost this edge, they continued to exercise an influence over the financial press through which news reached a wider public. Indeed, it can be argued that by modifying the existing system for government borrowing to make bonds more easily tradable, the Rothschilds actually created the international bond market in its modern form. As early as August 1820, the Bremen delegate to the German Confederation's Diet in Frankfurt had a conversation with his Austrian counterpart, Count Buol, which acutely identified the unrivaled extent of the Rothschilds' political influence in Europe. This house has, through its enormous financial transactions and its banking and credit connections, actually achieved the position of a real power. It has to such an extent acquired control of the general money market that it is in a position either to hinder or to promote, as it feels inclined, the movements and operations of potentates and even of the greatest European powers.
Por as far as I'm concerned, the first thing you can do for me is to chuck all your medals and all your caps and all your pots and all your pans into the biggest flipping dustbin you can find, because you've never won any of them fairly. You've done it all by blooming cheating.
And now in towards Hartson. Hartson now has the opportunity to play left. Plays a quick 1-2. Hartson coming away there. Just about 20 yards. Hartson! What a goal! What a goal! John Hartson has scored! It's all over here at Anfield! Liverpool 0, Celtic 2. The Welshmen strike!
Hartson, 1-2 with Larsson. John Hartson lines up the shot! John Hartson with the goal, which surely takes Celtic to the UEFA Cup semi-finals. A wonderful strike. Celtic now, surely out of sight.
That's magnificent. It's the only way you can describe that. John Hartson should have had a free kick a few seconds ago. But didn't worry about that. That's a great play with Larsson. Only one thought is
nothing more than feeling, trying to forget my feelings of love, teardrops rolling down on my face, trying to forget my feelings of love. Feelings, for all my life I'll feel. I wish I'd never met you. Never come again. Feeling, oh, feeling, feeling again in my arms. Feelings like I've never lost you, and feelings like I'll never have you again in my heart. Feelings, for all my life I'll feel. I wish I'd never met you. You'll never come again.
And thank you for joining us. Thank you. We need a bit of help here. Need a bit of help. And sorry about that. That's my kofta kebab all eating. And we're on to a site called They Work For You. Who's the Rangers MP? Who's the MP that was working for Rangers? Anybody get a name of him? Somebody give me the name of the Rangers MP. Somebody give me the name of the Rangers MP. We want to talk to him. What was the name? Going through, They Work For You. It's time to get all political. Right, we're jumping onto the political bandwagon here. Let's get it done. I'm sick of dealing with these no marks in Scottish football. They're all just no marks. Time to get back on the old political bandwagon for 2013. Right. So come on, get your fingers out, everyone. Get your fingers out. Find out for me, if you can, MP who is a Rangers fan who was trying to help them out, who was doing this. Whatever he was doing, was he trying to help them out? Hold on. now try to get a hold of. Where do you get the contact details with this thing? Does it give contacts? Address of donor, look at this. Overseas visit, name of donor, Meridium. Address of donor, Luxembourg. Amount of donation, train, fare and accommodation in Paris, total value 937. Date of visit 26 April 2013. Visit, attending seminar. Oh, overseas visits. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what we have here. Everything's got to be declared, eh? Ah. Look at this. Now we have Mr. Alistair Darling, Labour MP for Edinburgh South West, who was just looking for a little number to phone Neil Darling. Say, hi darling, how you doing, darling? Hi darling, it's Mr. Gold here. So it's Mr. Thomas J. Clark. Now let's look at this. Register of members' interest to remunerated employment, office, profession, etc. Contract with Atlantic Books, Ormond House, 26-27 Boswell Street, London, WC1N 3JW. For publication of book, the contract provides for a total advance payment of 75k. 75k prior to publication. 7th of July 2011, I received a payment of 25,000, being the second instalment of an advance in respect of contract hours. 600 hours approximately. And the 15th of September 2011, I received a payment of 25,000, being the third instalment of an advance, approximately 400 hours. The 13th of the 11th, I received a 10,000 payment of 10,000 as VAT due in respect of the second and third instalments of advance. I received a payment as VAT due. In respect to the contract of Atlantic Books, I've attached the following events. No fee was paid to me, but transport accommodations were met as follows. So on the 11th of September 2011, the Dun Lagore Literary Festival, 137 Hillside, Dublin, County Dublin, Ireland. Transport cost of £616.30 for myself and wife, met by Atlantic Books. Accommodation paid for by the festival organisers, cost 105 hours, approximately 2 hours plus travel. 16th September, Woodstock Literary Festival, 301 Woodstock Road, Oxford, OX2 3NY. Transports for my cost for my wife, 132 paid by festival organisers, and £43 paid for by Atlantic Books. Hours, approximately 2 hours plus travel. 19th, book signing organised by Edinburgh Bookshop, 219 Brunsfield Place, Edinburgh. We met my cost of £109.50. Additional cost of £448 met by Atlantic Books, approximately 2 hours plus travel. Ely Book Festival, 21st September, travel cost paid by Atlantic. Blah de blah. Hanley Festival, 264, paid by Atlantic Books. Festival organised, paid for additional transport and a gift of wine. Total cost 82 hours, approximately 2 hours plus travel. So this was all part of his book. So he had to go to all these different books. The Wimbledon Book Festival, the Henley, the Ely Book Festival, Cheltenham Book Festival, City Books and Hove. Transport refreshment cost £69. Refreshment cost of £69 for my wife and me, paid by Atlantic Books. Also received a book token worth £50. Hours approximately 2 hours. He's only doing 2 hours plus travel, 2 hours. Right, Durham Book Festival, cost overnight transport from Edinburgh to Durham. So hold on, if he's going from Edinburgh and he's charging £159, how did he charge costs to go to Edinburgh for the bookshop at £109? I just wanted to find that out before I pointed that out. Where was he staying? Was he getting this from London or was it from Edinburgh? So now we're saying here, this is fucking fraud, I'm telling you. I found fraud. An investigative journalist in Celtic Community Radio has found a bit of jiggery pokery. He attends on the 19th of September 2011 a book signing organised by the Edinburgh Bookshop and who met the cost of £109.50. Additional cost of £48 met by Atlantic Books, who met the costs of the cost. And it says all the costs. I never said transport costs. I never said transport costs. Just said the costs. But then it's got it there as a scroll further down. It says transport costs from Edinburgh to Cambridge and on to London were paid by Atlantic Books at a cost of £108.85 for myself and my wife. Overnight accommodation was provided. Value £205. I stayed in a hotel, £205 transport, so I managed to book it maybe in advance. £185, got it quite cheap, keep the cost down, eh? Keep the cost down as you bump everybody. I suppose this is from his books. This is payments from Use International Trading. So you get £600 from the Times for an article. Hours, 3-4 hours to write an article. £600. £600 from the Times, 3 hours again. Fees for speeches paid by GLA Associates, 80 Great Portland Street. Received a fee of £15,000 for an event ordered by Bloomberg's in London. £15,000, 6-7 hours. Received a fee of £10,500 for speaking at an event organised by the Bank of New York Mellon, Pershing in London. Grant Thornton, accountants, £15,000. Thomson Reuters in Hong Kong, £20,000. Paid for my return flight from London to Hong Kong, cost £2,942.43. Hotel accommodation, including transfer from airport to the hotel, return for myself and wife, cost £713.10. I met the cost of my wife's travel. Big wowee Jerry, away and fling shit at the moon. Yeah, moon howler you. Big wow. Paid for my return flight, so he had to pay £2,900 for his wife. Hotel accommodation, return for myself and wife, cost £730. 4 days including travel, preparation and the event. So he took 4 days out. And his hotel, they got the hotel to pay for him and both his wife. But he had to pay the £2,000 for his wife. Is that London to Hong Kong, 2,000? Do you reckon? I reckon he's bundled his wife's in there trying to say he's claimed it, would you reckon? Or is that slander for the right honourable, dishonourable crackpot? Right, so regular journeys between home constituency Westminster Rail, £1,956. That was 357th out of all the MPs. Air, 6,548, 59th out of all the MPs. Two regular journeys. Maybe comes up, 39th on another one. You're just slime balls, aren't these crackpots, right? International projects, what is that? Hey, where's the numbers? We've just put a number to contact. Do we have numbers now? Is it just all different ones? So we're looking for a number. We want to contact MPs. And who's out there? Anybody out there? Any crackpots out there? Need some help. What was the name of the MP who helped zombies? MP that helped the zombies. Anyone? Anyone get the name of the MP who helped the zombies? What's the Rangers MP that was doing that committee stuff or trying to help the zombies? Surely someone out there, to goodness, knows it. Right. Macho Camacho, what a name. Well done, brother, for following. Right, absolutely Pantalone. Nothing there, maybe I'm missing it. Nothing there with his... nothing there with his number to contact. We want a contact number. We went right to the top, hadn't we? Oh, I scrolled all the way down. It's went back to the top. To Diane Abbott. Right, Ben Bradshaw. Right, scroll it down. Right, anybody got the name? Give me the name. Alistair Darn, there, we're back. Ian Davison. David Davies, Geraint Davies, Philip Davies, David Davies, Frank Dobson, Frank Doran, Stephen Dorrell, Nadine Dorries. Ian Duncan Smith. Richard Graham, Damien Green, Dominic Grieve, Andrew Griffiths, Ben Gummer, William Hague, Duncan Hames, David Hamilton, Fabian Hamilton of Labour, Harriet Harman, Tom Harris, Sheck Bag, beat him up on the radio once before. And Charles Henry, Stephen Hepburn, Lady Herman, Independent North Down, Margaret Hodge, George Hollenbury. Right, anybody at all got a name? What is a name? Anybody got a name? Somebody give us a name. Salmon himself, okay here? No. Right, who's going down here? We need help here. We need some help. Who do we turn to? We need some help here. Let's get... Right, no help there. Right, I just need to go into the thing with Rangers. MP. Rangers MP to help. Let's see. Let's see, what's his name? Fears, fast fear, Rangers could be lost. Stock. Hey, diddle, eh? Rangers, Rangers FC fan. Right, let's see. MP, what's the guy's name? He must know who he is. Celtic supporters. We're getting there. We are getting there. We're getting closer. MP calls for inquiry into HMRC after big tax case. Brian Donohoe. Da da da. MP for Central Ayrshire. Have we passed him? I don't know. Will we keep scrolling down? Tristram Hunt, Mark Hunter, Julian Hopper. Sajid Javid. Alan Johnson. Should get that calibre mood if I had a wee ding dong with him. Joe Johnson, Andrew Jones, David Jones, Helen Jones, Kevin Jones, look at Lee Jones, Tessa Joe, Gerard Kaufman, Charles Kennedy. Come on, where are you, Brian Donohoe? Brian, where are you, Brian? Come on down, it's time to talk. Mr. Donohoe. Khalid Mahmood. Haha. Oh my goodness, that's took us all the way back down. Ain't going to see it. Where can we get? Do we get his numbers? Expenses, look at this. It's not giving anything, is it? Maiden speech. Wikipedia. Yeah, so where do we get the numbers? Why is it not offering numbers here? Doesn't it offer any numbers? It's not good at all. Not good at all. Look at this. Khalid Mahmood, a Muslim MP, voted strongly for Labour's anti-terrorism laws. Voted a mixture for and against the Iraq war. You schmuck. Yeah, schmuck. Schmuck. Schmuck in a putz. A dumb schmuck in a putz. Right, so they don't have anything in here with the numbers. Why is this? Why can't we get contact? We want to contact our MP, right? So why can't we contact? There must be contact numbers here. Tell me there's a contact number. We're not having this. Right, Brian Donohoe, Secretary of the Rangers Supporters Club. There's got to be a Debates Lords Bill Committee search contact. More options. Let's see more options. Right, Brian Donohoe, Central Ayrshire. Brian Donohoe, contact. We don't want contact, we want contact. Air passenger duty, Frank Cook in the chair. Not exactly prolific. He disappeared off the radar for 9 years. Did he do too much, did he? Right, we're searching. What do we want? We want to find the contact number. There was a contact number. Why don't they have it here? Come on, search. Come on, move it. Who's going down? Brian H. Donohoe entered Parliament in 1992. Send a message right to them. David Lambie. Doug Spencer Nairn, Archibald Manuel. Right. Send a message to your MP, numerology expenses, floating message. So is there no contact? How do you contact these crackpots? Write message. Hold on, let's see, that might be built by my society data, Gov Eval, contact, write to them, Lord Statistics, links to us. Right, we don't want to write to them, we want to talk to them. Spend the last 10 minutes, I want a contact number. Is it too much to give me a contact number? They work for you. Do they contact numbers and they work for you? We just want a contact number. There used to be a place where you go, when you go onto their website, you will see their website. And then you could get their details on there, but not so far. I'm drawing a blank there. Why is it not offering? Scott, hail. Scott, give me a call. Open Celtic, give me a call, brother. The lines are open for you to phone. Well, we look here. We look here to find once right phone number and email. Yeah, hit me with your number, Scott. Hit me your number and I'll phone you now. Or do you want me to give you a call on the Skype now? Scott, how you doing? You've not got a mic. You must have one on the computer. Give us a number, Put a number down here, give me your number. His number's on speaker for you. Oh, dearie me, I wasn't looking. Ha ha. Ha ha. You're a dancer. Where did you get that from? Right, thank you very much. A good brother has stepped in to help a crackpot like myself out. That's what we need ever since Yon Lassie for Russia had to go back in a rush to help. I'll just close there. What have I done here? Don't save a message on because I'm through. I need to put this in this one. 01 27 Right, I'm cooking. Oh, I know what. Before we phone it, what were you saying there, brother? Let me see what you're saying. Right, let's see. I've got it, mate, I've got it. Right, what am I going to do first? Before I do that, hold on. Right, somebody's sending a message on my phone. Right, so I need to go into need to change your number. Hold on, I'll let them see my 1690. I'll put out my 1690. Yeah, if it's no right, Scott, you're getting sacked. We'll send you the bill for wasting crackpot time. No, but cheers, thank you, brother. Oh, let's set up to this brilliant Skype. Select a pre-saved number. Yes, so there we go. My favourite wee part 0203 290 6090. There's my number showing now. There we go. Call phones. We had it there. Oh no, you're having a giraffe. Did I phone it? I did phone it, so recent ones it's in there. We're in, we've got it, we're on, let's go, let's roll. Brian Donohoe, Secretary of the Rangers Supporters Club at Westminster. And it's not the right number, brother, or else I put it down wrong. I've got too many digits here. 01294. That's better, that's better. No, it's not better. It's not better at all. It's not the right number. Right, he gave us the right number. It's a bum steer for the Oban Celt. You're getting Oban band. Oban. You're Oban band. You're being Oban band. Oban Celt has been Oban band. He gave us a bum steer. You're sacked unless I put the number down wrong. 01294 276 884. 276. I'm putting it in, my man. I'm putting it in. I'm putting it in. I think you should give me your number so that I can phone and we'll give you Doug's abuse. You give us your number, brother. Maybe I'm putting it down wrong. 01294, but see, it's coming up there for that 44. I don't know why that's. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, that's his number. His number doing the thing, surely he'll be back. No, I know that. It's the service on Spreaker and Skype. It puts it in automatically for the 44 and then I just do the 1294. But it's still not taking it. I've tried it every way but loose and it's still not doing it. Still not doing it. Let's see, is that his website? Don't post it. Post it. Can you post that website onto my speaker? Onto the Skype? Can you post that one onto the Skype? Is it Brian what? Brian Donohoe, MP. Yeah, I'm on it, I've typed it in. Have you hit me with it? You've hit me with it? No, I'm finding it on that one. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Right. No, it's not opening up. It's not opening up. Or is it? It might be, and I'm in the wrong bit. I've opened up 3 here, where it's going down. Unable to find, close that one. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Shyster and a half. Shysterville McDougall time here. State. He's in Irvine, huh? Irvine. The Irvine Shite House. We want to speak to the Irvine Shite House. Yeah, mate, it's not working. His number's a bogey, and he's not got his. He's not got his MP. He's not got his. This website is funded from parliamentary allowances. Links, constituencies. Look at the state of this one. A very warm welcome to my parliamentary website. Use the shield icons at the top to access the main chapters. Every chapter also has its own navigation system. On this page, try running your cursor over and around the famous Big Ben clock face to the left. Oh, look at that. The moves. Latest news, surgery, video message, introduction. Oh look, and it goes in. The surgery is an opportunity for a face-to-face chat. The held his constituency office. Here's his number. Now we're copying it myself. We're not leaving anything to chance here. So we're going into call phones. We're going into it here. We'll put it in there.
You've called Brian Donovan. I'm sorry you've got to answer phone, but if you leave your name and telephone number, someone will get back to you. Thanks. You've called Brian Donovan.
Right, so we might as well save that. MP for Sevco. He's a Sevco MP. Right, well done, brother. Well done indeed. Right, that was hard work. And we still never got his sign way, but I can't even be bothered. He gave me a sorry. These dirty, shyster bastards, that's all I can say. Just they wait till I'll be able to do some more investigative work later on to find out where these shysters are. Right. Right, this shyster's getting hit. My number is there. Surely he will like the number coming through to him. So,
Please press 1 if you wanted to send a text to the person you are calling, letting them know that you tried to contact them, as they are currently unavailable to take your call. If you prefer to try again later, simply hang up.
damn, don't you just hate it when that happens? Don't you just hate it? See, a little bit of silence there. Brought to us by our friends in the Noise Abatement Society. And, wonderful technology. We're on the phone, we're on the Skype here. Email in there. Got it here. Right. So the numbers are going out. Right, 93 minutes. We're in overtime here. Overtime. And we're still on the hunt for MPs. MP websites. MP websites, everyone. We want the MP websites. We want Matthew Somerville. We don't want him. What's this? MP list index. Contact your MP. There we go. Parliament UK. MP's website hit by hackers. Contact your MP. MP Parliament. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Contact your MP. Right, so Irvin. Let's see. Defined here. So just type in Irvin. Sorry, we couldn't find a constituency. Ayrshire. MP Ayrshire, South Ayrshire. And there we go. Right. Right, let's get somebody on. We're going to get somebody on now from the House of Commons. Let's get some help on the matter.
Afternoon. Thank you for calling the House of Commons Information Office. If you are a journalist, press 1. If you know the name of your Member of Parliament or person you would like to speak to, press 2. Otherwise, please hold to be connected to the House of Commons Information Office.
Switchboard, can I help you?
Oh, hi. Can you put me through to Brian Donohoe, please?
Brian Donohoe, certainly, sir.
It can't be that easy.
Hello.
Hello, I'm going to speak to Brian Donohoe.
Speaking.
Oh, hello, Brian Donohoe. My name's Tommy Gold here. I'm phoning from Glasgow Rangers, Glasgow Radio Online. It was to speak about this. It was to speak about the stuff with Glasgow Rangers, Brian, if you've got time for a few minutes.
Go on.
Yeah, no, it was just to find out how it's standing with the investigation and the signatures.
Who did you say you were from?
And my name's Tommy Gold. I'm from Glasgow Radio Online. We do our own investigative work. We're doing our own radio shows, and it was just to get your take on what is going on. We're just getting up to date. We're just running things past certain people, and obviously for yourself having a connection there, Brian. Happy Christmas, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well, Brian.
Very good, excellent. No, and the same to yourself and your team. No, it's going okay. We're doing well in the third division, and I fully expect us to be there at the end of the season, moving into Division 2, and see how things go from there. The petition itself is stalling a wee bit. We need a bit more help with that one, and I've been asking the club to, maybe get more of the fans involved in that. A lot of the fans don't know how to undertake the thing, but it's dead simple. They just go into a government petition, look for the one on HMRC, and just get themselves voting once on that, and we'll maybe get beyond the 36,000 that we're at just now.
And what does it take to get something done in Parliament? Is it 100,000, Brian?
It needs 100,000, yeah, that's right. So we need 100,000 people to get themselves involved. The big problem for us in some senses is that we've got to be British nationals. And there's a lot of Rangers fans that are adept to using the old internet that are abroad, and they've got to be excluded, you see.
Right.
But certainly there's I would think there's about 200,000 supporters to Rangers Football Club. Maybe they don't all go to the games on a regular basis, but there's at least 200,000 people who I would think would be inclined to add their name if they were to know about it. The difficulty is I don't think they first of all know about it, and secondly quite a number of them don't know how to do it.
Right, and that's a problem. That's a major problem, that.
So what I'm trying to explore is the possibility of setting up some PCs in the Ibrox shop. But even there, if that was to happen, they've still got to have an email address themselves. So fans that don't have an email address should be looking actively at getting themselves registered with an email address, and then they can take it forward from there.
And what would the point be, and what would be for anybody listening to it, if it were to get to that?
If you get to 100,000, then we can almost demand a debate, and the backbench committee in the House would be lobbied very hard by myself and a lot of our supporters that are members in the House to having a backbench debate on the whole question of Her Majesty's revenue and the fact that they were leaking information to the press and other people, not the benefit of the club, it has to be said, and that's something that we need to get to the bottom of. If you go into the site yourselves, one of the interesting things is if you go into the site itself, most of the petitions that are there, in fact almost every single one accepting that one, has got a response from the government. That one doesn't, and that itself is intriguing, and that's another reason why we really do need a debate to draw out the government officials to establish from ministers why it is that this was allowed to happen, that there's been no inquiry, and we're demanding one as a consequence of it, and that's what we need. It's a fairly strong argument to be saying to fans that this is essential for us to get to the bottom of why it is that in the first place the Inland Revenue acted as they did, which brought the club to its knees and could have actually had it destroyed, when in actual fact there was deals on the table that any other reasonable individual would have accepted and any other reasonable group would have accepted. Now, I have to put this a very strong rider, I accept that the practices that were in being weren't what I would describe as the best. But at the same time, there was a solution, and the Inland Revenue, for whatever reason, chose not to use the possibility of a solution, but then went to the point where they took the club from administration into liquidation.
Now, yeah, no, that's good, Brian. At the point of when Rangers were placed into liquidation, in regards the behaviour of Duffin Phelps, the administrator, are you concentrating on what the administrator did, or is it purely on what the inspector?
Inland Revenue wouldn't allow Inland Revenue would not allow the administrator to settle as they could and should have.
In what way? How do you mean that they didn't allow them to settle in the way they could have?
Well, there was a proposal there that would have meant that the monies that were outstanding for the PAYE would indeed have been paid. And the Inland Revenue chose not to take that route, but to shove them from the point of where they were at that stage in administration into liquidation. These are issues and questions that I don't have the answer to, and a debate would get me at least the opportunity, and my colleagues the opportunity, of questioning a minister to establish what he or she would have as an answer to these points that I'm making to you.
Right, but
that's why it's paramount of importance. That's why it's paramount important for you to have it as broadcast. That it's fundamentally important to the fans, all fans, for them to consider the idea of getting their names on that petition.
But is it only for a one?
Claire.
Can I just... Hello? Brian?
Hi, hello.
Yeah, sorry.
Hi, go on.
So what it was, it's only concerning just one aspect of what has happened then. It's not the full... You're not asking for a full, proper debate on, i.e. what happened under David Murray, the big tax case, the Duffin Phelps...
we can have a debate. We can get that all there and on the record. We can, yes. Right. Yes. It's a fair debate. And the person who gets the debate has got the opportunity of putting all these questions to the Minister and expects answers from the Minister, who has the right, if at the very least has the right, if not answer in the debate itself.
But surely when Craig White didn't pay his PAYE, that allowed the inspectorate to walk in and ask for administration.
Beyond that. No. You've gone beyond that. You're at a stage where the administrator was looking for and had, I believe, a business proposition to Inland Revenue that would have meant, instead of them getting zero, they would have got a fairly substantial amount of money back to what was outstanding. They chose not to do that, but to put the club into administration.
So much part of the tax, was that the PAYE part you're talking about there, Brian?
Yes,
that was the PAYE?
Yes.
So that was nothing to do with... That was nothing to do with the big tax case. No, that was nothing to do with
the big tax case was outstanding, had to be resolved, and it was by virtue of 3 judges, 2 of whom agreed that there was nothing illegal had taken place. And that is going to appeal. That particular situation is going to appeal. Who they're going to appeal with, I don't know, because they've put the old club into administration, not into administration, but into liquidation.
But what for the debts then? For the debts that were outstanding to the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, the other 50 million? How would that have been?
They would have. If the club had been in administration, had been able to settle the situation, they would have still been in the Premier League. They would have still been playing at that class of football. There was still good income coming into the club, and they would have, in these circumstances, I believe, over a period, been able to pay, as you say, the baker and the candlestick maker, all would have had an opportunity of being given a settlement that would have been to their satisfaction. As a consequence of my understanding, as a consequence of the Inland Revenue shoving the club from administration into liquidation. When you go into liquidation, the debts are lost and written off.
And from the debts that were set up there, so Mr. Murray's part of the deal with all the bills that were amounting, accruing, and then passed on to Craig White and then shut down. Do you think there's been a major scam or fraud operating by one or both or many individuals in collusion with each other? Do you think there's a conspiracy to, well, I don't know, either defraud the tax man from certain individuals, from maybe Mr. White, or tax evasion from Mr. Murray? But do you think that there's been a collusion from parties to put Rangers into liquidation on purpose to wipe the debt?
I don't know. I don't know that. I mean, I wouldn't know that. I'm not qualified to answer that question. I have to be honest with you.
No, I understand, Brian. It's just because with what you're suggesting, the liquidation by the inspectorate was put on wrongly, and so if the inspectorate put a liquidation on Rangers, then it seems to me that other parties would have been more than compliant to help that happen, to run the good ship Rangers aground and have it liquidated.
No. The sole reason that the club went from administration into liquidation falls at the door of the HMRC. That's the beginning and the end of that.
Nothing with the debt with Mr. Murray ran up then? Nothing with the sale to Ticketus? Nothing with the sale to Craig White?
No, you could. No, I don't believe so.
That's nothing to do with it at all, Brian.
No. These dates were sitting on the table and would and should have been paid. And you know, as you say, it's a poor wee taxi driver.
Why weren't they being paid? Why did the 10 million tax bill PAYE not get paid?
You've got to wait a minute. What I'm saying is that you're beyond the period of looking at it from the point of view of Murray or Craig. You've got to look at this on the basis of what happened when it went from administration, which is when Craig White is out of the equation, and it's then a matter for the administrator to be negotiating with all the debtors. And that was something that I understand was being undertaken at a rate that would have meant that the settlements could and should and possibly would have been made. Now, I'm not the expert, and I think I've gone beyond where I would like to go.
No, I'm saying it's a whitewashing of history, Brian. It's a whitewashing of history to put the blame just on the inspectorate when the blame for the downfall of Rangers should be the owners of Rangers? Should you not agree with that? Would you not agree with it? The owners have to take their fair share because you're just saying the blame for the...
I'm not saying any of that, and I'm not in a position
that's what you just said, Brian. With due respect, you're saying that the blame lies for the liquidation of Rangers for the inspectorate, yet no blame is apportioned. I asked you there to accept blame for Craig White or David Murray, and you've not apportioned any blame to them. You've just said it's all the fault of liquidation and the inspectorate.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the
what's your duty to the taxpayer? The taxpayer has... On you go. Sorry, Brian.
Hello?
Sorry, Brian.
If you just let me get a word in edgeways. I mean, I come on talking to you from what I believe... You say you're from a radio programme.
Glasgow Radio Online, indeed, yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say then? Sorry.
Right. Well, I mean, I think you've gone way beyond what I would want me to start talking about. I've said what I believe to be the serious events as to what that petition is about, and it's to establish what the position is as far as HMRC is concerned. That's the beginning and the end of my role as far as this is concerned. If you wander into other areas...
I understand that. I wasn't wandering in, Brian. I was just saying that you made a point saying that the point of the liquidation...
If you take me into areas I'm not going to make comment about, I have to be honest. And it's not a sort of no comment. It's that I'm not in a position to make a comment that would would be rational. All I know is what I have myself achieved is information from having meetings with the administrator. That's where I've not had any meeting.
You stated clearly to me, Brian, that it was the tax inspector that caused the liquidation. And I just asked you a simple question. I asked you a simple question, Brian, to say that did David Murray or Craig White have no part in it, because you were laying the blame unfairly, in my eyes, to the HMRC for the liquidation of Rangers. And I just asked you a question. Does the dealings of Craig White and David Murray not lead? No. The facts are, as stated to me, and as I've now got confirmed, that the club was in administration. That at that point, there was a deal on the table for the Inland Revenue to consider. They chose not to take that deal, and as a result... And a deal from who?
From Duff and Phelps? Had the club. Hang on. They went, and no, my understanding is, they went to court and put the club from administration into liquidation.
Who was the deal from? What was the deal from, and what was it about?
I don't know. I don't know the details. You would have to talk to the administrator, and it might be best for you, if you want to pursue this on that basis, if you don't believe what I'm saying, go to the administrator and ask them. They'll tell you.
Brian, I have had many dealings with Charles Walder, who was the head seller of Rangers, of David Whitehouse and Paul Clark, and I've had many dealings with these three people, and I can tell you just now that they at various times told lies and mistruths to myself, particularly in the dealings. And if you look at it and all the stuff and the lies and the perversion of history from people in that company, right? So I'll agree with you to a certain extent. If you're looking at how the handling of the administration of Rangers was handled, it was done wrongly and incorrectly from Duff and Phelps. So I would welcome and applaud an investigation into them, because I've been investigating them, and I would say that the whole administration process was flawed. So if you're saying that there was a deal on the table, I'm asking you there, did you know, was it from Duff and Phelps? Because I would say that anything that was coming from them should just be washed away, because their role in this procedure should be looked at. But it's a question that I put to you, and I'm sorry for causing any confusion with you, Brian. Was the question when you said Rangers liquidation was caused by the inspectorate, and that's why I said I just asked you to clarify what you said there, because there must have been a part of the role for the downfall of Rangers going into liquidation must be shared by Craig White and latterly Mr. Murray, because the overall big tax case that sat in an elephant in the room, that was the one where nobody would touch the company, where no other investment could come in that would allow that. So do you not accept that no investment could come in because of the way David Murray had ran that company and allowed the taxman to do an investigation that took years to complete and is still going through an appeal process that made any outside investor not want to touch it with a barge pole when there's a 50-70 million tax bill outstanding?
All your questions are fine, but I'm not answering any of them in that sense. What I'm looking for in actual fact, and I have to make myself clear in that, I'm looking to find out, it's my role as an MP to find out how it was that we got to the stage where the club was put into liquidation. If it
Should
is
it not
the
be
case,
your
what you're
role as an
saying-
MP? Should be your role as
Hang
an
on,
MP,
hang on,
Brian,
hang on,
to find
hang
out
on.
what's
Let me
happened to
just
the
finish.
taxpayers' money. The taxpayers' money.
Let me.
Taxpayers'
Let
money,
me
Brian.
just
Should you not be looking for the taxpayers' money? First of all, I'm just interjecting because you said your role as an MP, your first role should be to protect the public purse. Now, if we've got tax evaders, tax avoiders, people not paying their tax bill, their PAYE, then this, and then if we've got companies who end up going up into a £900 million debt, and it gets metamorphosised into this toxic asset of the Bank of Scotland. So David Murray's debt gets toxified in with the Bank of Scotland, and the taxpayer has to pay that. Surely all these investigations into the collusion with David Murray, with bankers in the Bank of Scotland, from David Greer, who worked with Duff and Phelps, who set up deals on behalf of David Murray with Ticketus, who worked for the Bank of Scotland, Gavin Masterton, surely this cabal that is run from Scotland, from the Bank of Scotland, who ran up toxic assets that crashed the banking system in Scotland and the UK, surely your duty should not just be to Rangers, but for the public purse, for money that has been robbed, and getting to the bottom of who's the biggest criminals in Scotland and who's running this cabal. Should that not be what would be on your agenda, Brian, with the deepest respect?
Absolutely.
And why is it not? Why are you concentrating in Rangers? Why are you concentrating in Rangers and getting to the bottom?
That's not going on elsewhere. That may be, but look, I think you're wandering into territory which I'm not in a position, and with the greatest respect, I've had meetings with ministers, and what I'm saying to you is that I need to get these ministers to the floor of the House to talk specifically. You're going into an enormous position where you're talking about the Bank of Scotland and all the rogues that there are. I mean, I've never liked bankers. I've had all sorts of dealings with them, and in fact, I'm trying to deal with one today, and I hope to be able to before the end of the day, with a constituent that's losing the suits over the banks. So, but the likes of what I am about specifically, and I think we have to end it here because I've got a meeting that I'm going to 3:15, so I'm late. But the fact is that it's the Rangers thing, it's the Inland Revenue, and it's a leaking of information that was used by the BBC and others that I'm interested in finding in the first instance what the position is. Okay?
And you said I'll let you go then, Brian. Very quickly, Brian, then, thanks for taking the time to
Please
talk to me.
hold.
You just let me go. There you go, that was Brian Donohoe. Brian Donohoe's got a meeting there, had to run off. Funny that, once I start talking about the banking cabalist. There we go. So there we go, it took a while, it took me 2 hours to get to somewhere, and finally we spoke to Brian Donohoe, and it was telling there, I tried to pick it out at the end there, but he hung up and carried on, he couldn't hear me. He had to go for his 3:15 meeting that he was running late for. But he did say, at the point when I stopped, he said there is investigations or other stuff going into that. When I mentioned the cabal, he said his first point is to do stuff for Rangers. Should it not be as an MP to find out where all this money's went to? This Ponzi scheme, this voodoo economics, this 900 million that just vanished up the Khyber Pass of the Bank of Scotland, toxic asset, and the public have to pay for it. Should that not be his role as an MP? He was only interested in Rangers, There you go, shows it all. Right, 2 hours show, I'm away for a break. Yeah, Gavin Masterton, well, here, listen, that's right. Listen, I'm taking a break here. It's 3:15. I was only meant to do a wee 1 hour lunchtime show. So because I wasn't getting anywhere, we'd had to try again. So if at first you don't succeed, try again. What I'll do later on, if you hear, I'll break that down there, and I'll just break that call down. I'll put that one out on its own. Instead of enduring people to listen through to the whole show here, we'll put that out. So if you see a wee bit going out later on with a clip for that call there, that'll be the call. Just being clipped for educational and entertainment purposes. But thanks for joining us today. And I've got stuff to do with the family. My first day off in days. I can relax and chillax. I'm not taking a day off, I'm going to be working later on, but spending some time with the family, so I'm away off of here. So that was Brian Donohoe, a nice chap, and hopefully, God willing, get a chance to speak to him sometime soon. And I had to take on the guys of the Black Ops there, Tommy Gold, Glasgow Radio Online. But in reality, we're now, that's at Old Co. Old Co. And thanks there, Oban Boy. Oban Boy, you did well there in helping us get that number there. I had to go into the contact you. Where's that site? If we're still going to contact us, it was a different one. I've closed it down, but I'll find it. Yeah, that was a good one there. Thanks for getting us on to him. And yeah, but that number, you just phone up the number and ask for Parliament, you get the name, you're straight through. Bang! It was Brian Donohoe. That's the way to roll. MPs are getting phoned more often now. MPs are getting phoned. What's the best day to get them? Wednesday, that's the time when they're going, yeah, Wednesday. So they come in on a Tuesday, so a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday is the days to catch MPs. I meant to say, he was talking about the banks and somebody getting repossessed. I had information there I could have helped him with, but c'est la vie, he was in a rush. He was in a mad rush. Right, around 20, I'm off out of here. God bless, increase the peace, fight the power. I may do a wee show later on, as usual. Don't know when, don't know where, but we'll be back. And for all the Sevcovians out there, I'm going to play out with a wee tune. It's the end of the world. The end of the world, and always on my mind. You're always on my mind, Sevcovian fans. Yes, I'm obsessed with the death of your club, Old Co Rangers. It's good to laugh. 2012, the year of laughter at Old Co dying. Right, Old Co, Tommy Gold, passing over to Thomas J. Clark, New Co, Celtic Community Radio, Black Ops Operation. You had a Black Ops Operation there. Can I speak to David Cameron, please? Yes, David Cameron is next on the hit list. Do you think I can get through to that character? Ian Duncan Smith. Yes, MPs. What was that number? The number's there in my Skype, isn't it? Recent number. So, add to contacts. Let's see, add phone. Yeah, 0207. That's the number. We just need to get the name out. So anybody wants an MP contacted, we're offering this service free of charge. Your MP, your area, tell me what the problem is, and I'll call them. There you go. This is unsolicited, direct representative government through a crackpot. If you want your MP brought to book, then I'm doing this free of charge. We've also got Australia. We can do Australia, Ireland. Have they got the same numbers? Have they got the same system? Canada? I ain't touching USA. No, sorry. I don't want a one-way trip to Guantanamo. We'll leave those Fangitas alone. We don't want to tread on any toes. They're all bought and controlled anyway, so there's no point even talking to the deluded schmucks. Because I value my arse in this place. And I know one good brother who managed the Asperger's gag saying that he's got it, so I don't know how they would take it with a second one hitting that one out. Hey, Westminster, West. Right, I'm away to do some more Christmas shopping with the family. It's not finished in my house, the Waynes have still got money to burn. Right, I'm off, ski. Hail, hail. So it's the end of the world for Sevco. End of the world, and always on my mind, because you're always on my mind, Sevco. You're always on my mind. Yes, I'll admit, I'm going through counselling for my obsession. My obsession for wanting to see the Rangers die. Bye. See you soon. Hail, hail.
That's great, it starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes, an airplane. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. Eye of a hurricane, listen to yourself, turn world to your tone needs, dummy serve your own needs, beat it off a mock speed, grunt, no strength, the ladder starts a bladder with the beer fight down, high flyer in a fire, representing 7 games and a government for hire and a combat site. Let the listener coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. Team between borders, level turn to the ground, coming that low blame, fight, then up, overflow, population coming through the little do, save yourself, serve yourself, the world serves its own needs, listen to your heartbeat, coming with the rapture and the river and the right, you patriotic, slam, fight, feel it, pretty sight.
first thing you can do for me is to chuck all your medals and all your caps and all your pots and all your pans into the biggest flipping dustbin you can find, because you've never won any of them fairly. You've done it all by blooming cheating.
What you'll have to forgive me is
sorry for butchering that song. We're out of here. They're not on my mind. It's time for family time. Shopping time's on my mind. Hail, hail. Speak to you soon. God bless. Increase the peace, fight the power. Don't believe the hype. Seek the truth and reject falsehood. Crackpot Radio. Glasgow Radio Online. Black Ops. You can listen to it again. Brian Donahoe. And one of the most telling comments, did you hear it at the start? We need to get them to get emails and they can't fill it out correctly and they've only got 36,000. He reckons out of 200,000. And they wonder how they died. They've got an MP who couldn't run a Manoj. And they've got fans who are illiterate and can't fill out a form on the internet. Right, good night, God bless. And even the ones, looking at the dafties, contact your MP and they're living abroad. Right, that'll be shining bright. Save the club. Right, hail, hail, the crackpot's away. Arrivederci, manana, Visca, Celtic.